All right, I know you saw the title on this, and I talked about how a young player was poised to have a big year. All right, a big year for the Chargers, but I'm going to talk not about one, but about two players on this team that are poised to have a big year, and I'm going to talk about why I think they could take that next step, why they could take that next leap, and that's just part of what we're going to talk about. So as you're watching this video, I want you thinking, which one is more likely to have a big breakout? All right, and you're going to have to wait to see both of them. But before we get into that, this is a new channel for us. We're not hiding it. We're Lions fans, but we love Jim Harbaugh. And so we're following him to the West Coast. We're here in Michigan, right? You see the Harbaugh picture up there? It's signed. I got a Nico Collins jersey signed that I just got. Fun stuff. I love Michigan. I do. I'll admit it. And you guys are getting a great coach. So if you're new to this channel, give us a shot. If you haven't seen us yet, wait till the end of this video to subscribe. If you've been watching for a little bit as we've been putting out videos the last month or so and you haven't yet subscribed, do it. We just want to grow in subscribers. But we appreciate the love that we've had already. So let's talk about two players that are poised for a breakout. All right. And the first one is a little bit different. It's Dian Henley. And I could have just made a video about Eric Kendrick's release. And I can talk about that. That's not a problem. But I have a different view on this. All right. So we now know that Kendrick's is gone. All right, we're not sure what's going to happen with Murray yet at the linebacker position. Are they going to re-sign him? What are they going to do with Kenneth Murray? I don't know. But what I do know is that they have a guy that is gifted enough to take over. All right, so if you're not sure exactly who he is, because quite frankly, he didn't play a lot last year. All right, according to PFF, he had 54 snaps on defense. All right, on defense. All right, and when he did that, he got a coverage grade of almost 70. Very good. All right, a run defense grade of 64, overall of almost 70. Very small sample size. I wouldn't look into those numbers very much. Here's what I'm looking into when I see him. I see a guy who played in the Pac-12, what is formerly known as the Pac-12, at Washington State. I see a guy who has decent height and size, not great, but decent, good speed, and he was selected in the 3rd round. This is a guy that needs some coaching, that needs to get a little bit better. I don't know how else to say it. He now has that. But here's what else I see. And if you're not familiar with this, I will be talking about this a ton over the next 2 months as we enter into the draft. It is called the RAS, or Relative Athletic Score. So this is a score by comparison to everybody who's played that position. So a 10 out of 10 means that you are the most athletic player tested at that position in history since 1987. All right? Now, Henley got a RAS of 8.05, which means that he is more athletic than 80.5% of linebackers who have ever tested. That's pretty good. And let's see where his score is good, and it is in two areas. It is in his speed, all right? He ran a 4.54 40 for a linebacker. That's extremely fast. That's almost safety speed. All right, so when you look at his size at 225 and you're like, well, he's not that big. Yeah, well, he's fast. All right, his 20 and 10-yard split were great. 10-yard split in the box, very important. Under a 1.6, you have wide receivers that routinely run a worse 10-yard split than that. All right, so don't worry about that. His vertical, his broad jump, all good. The reason his score isn't through the roof is because his size is poor. So if he can put on 5 pounds, 10 pounds, he's going to increase in his size, and he's going to keep some of that athletic ability. And he slightly outbenched his height, and he definitely outbenched his weight. All right, so he's a guy that is strong for his size. This is a guy that I look to and I say he is ready to break out. I really do believe if he has the opportunity in year 2 in the Jesse Minter system, he's good to go. All right, so who's the next guy? There's going to be some debate on this one, and I'm not even quite sure I fully believe it, but I'm going to give you the recipe as to why. And the next one is a man who you all know as Quinton Johnson. All right? He just recently released a video talking about basically just it showed him in practice and an intense practice routine. He's running really good routes, and it seems like he's just really, really working on his footwork. All right, that's a good thing. And the reason that's a good thing is because overall, he's pretty athletic, right? He has enough athletic ability to be drafted in the first round. All right, that's totally fine. Many regarded him as the best receiver coming out last year, but they also knew it would take some time. He was coming out of TCU. It was a little bit different. He has good height. He has good weight. All right, he has a good vertical and broad jump. He's fast enough, but he really struggled in his agility grade. So when I see him on a video working hard on his footwork, his route running, and thing like that, explosion in and out of cuts, that's the area that he has to work the hardest in order to improve. His 3-cone drill was terrible. I don't know why he ran it. I wouldn't have. All right, so I don't know if I would have ran anything if I were him, but it was all on tape. But why does he have the makings to be good? Well, part of it starts in the fact that he wasn't as bad, I don't think, as we thought last year. No, he wasn't great, but it was his rookie year. All right? He had 38 catches, 430 yards, 2 touchdowns. All right? I understand it wasn't super efficient. But at the same time, he was a rookie. Now you're going to have a couple players that are gone. Now, if they bring in someone else, yeah, he's not as primed for it. I also think that a lot of the system that they ran last year, yeah, they're running routes to get a couple of wide receivers open, but they're not setting those pick routes for Quinton Johnson. A lot of what he's going to have now in this new offensive system under Harbaugh is a crap ton of play action. All right, you're going to have very intentional designed routes, rubs. Like, there's going to be a lot of things. It's not just, all right, go win one-on-one, Mike Williams. All right, no, Quinton Johnson, maybe he'll have that one day. He's not quite there yet, but he has the size. He has the speed. If you get him in those positions, he can start winning those, but also let's get his confidence up. Let's get him some open routes too. He's going to be more comfortable in the NFL game. He's going to be more comfortable with the speed coming out of the Big 12. Like, he didn't see that speed. He didn't see it. It just wasn't there. And he was in this crazy wide open offense, a lot of crazy stuff going on there. Now it's year 2. I think it could be better. So who do you like? Who do you think is more likely to have the breakout season? Is it the 3rd round pick now in year 2, Dian Henley? Or is it the round 1 wide receiver, Quinton Johnson? Let me know what your thoughts are. I think, as crazy as it sounds, Henley is more likely, but let me know who you're more excited to see. And I think the question with Henley is not if he'll be good if he plays. It's a question of will he have the opportunity to play. All right. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe. See you on the next one.